Rich Sutter joining us here, and I'd like to call it the offseason, but it's not, Richie. But they're not playing games anymore. The Cup was handed out Monday night, Game 7. We all watched it. Can I ask you this, Rich? What's next for the Edmonton Oilers now? Seems like there's a lot of questions here entering the summer.
Well, 8 unrestricted free agents, 2 restricted free agents, looking for a new GM immediately. I'm sure they've got their targets out at some guys right now, but no one's going to be wanting to do anything right now with the draft tomorrow and Saturday. So the Oilers have got a lot of work to do, and a free agent looming the next 3-4 days. There's a lot of work to be done, but I guess that's where the other guys, the lieutenants, the assistant GMs, are going to have to step in and do a job. And Jeff Jackson's been there all year, so pretty much. So they've got work to do. That's the only tough thing about teams that play this late. You got a lot of balls in the air, and you're running around trying to get a whole lot of different things done while trying to watch your team play. So they've got a busy summer, the Oilers do, much like Bill does in Florida, but they've got a lot of work to do. Everyone seems to want to be pushing the button and the envelope on what's going to happen with the 2 big guys and their contracts. There's a lot of things in the air for the Edmonton Oilers right now. It's going to be very interesting to see exactly what kind of team they're going to have come September, because the turnaround here is very, very short.
For sure. But, last year at this time, I talked about this earlier on the show, the Panthers said, we'll be better next year and we'll be back. We're going back to win it. I just don't feel like the Oilers can say the same thing, especially if it's a fact that the GM's leaving. Is that confirmed that Ken Holland is gone?
It's confirmed that he will not be back. So, and
okay,
vacancy built. So at this point, like I said, I'm sure they got a few things in mind and people in mind, but no one's going to let anyone be talking to their people at this stage of the month, and with, like I said, free agent and draft timelines. Looks like you're in Saskatoon. We should mention you do so many charitable things across the prairies that people don't even know about. Talk about the one you're at for RUH up there, if you don't mind. Yeah, it's awesome. I've been doing it here for years with Mark Lepke and the Fun Group. And Bob Fosselhelp runs the events for the RUH, which is awesome. We hit the $1 million mark last night, so it was really cool.
Oh, wow.
It was really cool to see people enjoy it and something to be proud of. It doesn't matter where you go, charities right across North America that I've been involved in, especially in the last 8 months, the need for something all over the place and all different avenues and ventures, and whether it's Ron McDonald houses, all kinds of charities that it's needed, and to come and help and be a part of something is near and dear to my heart. I enjoy it. It's a great opportunity to go to meet a lot of really good people. We were really lucky. Day before yesterday, Dwight King was with him yesterday, and he was playing at the same golf course the day before, and said that the day was such a disaster because of the rain. And yesterday we lucked out 21 degrees weather, not a breath of wind. And now it looks like we're going to get socked in here again this afternoon. So they picked a great day. They worked hard to have such a successful event.
Royal University Hospital is what Rich is talking about, RUH, $1 million. Wow, that's unbelievable fundraising terms no matter where you are. The draft this weekend, is there anything specific you're looking for or at?
Well, I think the draft begins after San Jose's pick. So, and I think there's a lot of balls in the air because no one really knows. Everyone's keeping them close to their vest in terms of what could happen, trade opportunities, trade possibilities. I will not be surprised if there's a few timeouts in the first 10 picks. Because once the first ball falls and then the next one is where the next pick begins, I think is really when the draft begins. And it's gonna make a few teams figure out, okay, that guy's off the board maybe a little earlier than we thought. I think more now than ever in years past that this could happen. I think it's a very realistic thing. There's teams that might want to, hey, let's trade out a number 9 pick for we're a 22nd and 44th or something, to get our guy. There's going to be some absolute phone calls and discussions like that being made amongst teams. And, Calgary can say what they want as just a perfect example about TJ Glenna. And, hey, if they don't think he's going to be there at 9, you don't think that Kurt Conroy is not picking up the phone and making a few calls? I think, the team like that is going to do everything in their power to try and do that. But, I think Utah's high on him. There's a couple other teams that are on him. So it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be a fun time to watch and see where it goes.
Actually, I'm quite interested to get your take on the Flames. I kind of get the sense they're sitting there going, hey, we're over here, or at least their fans are, with the Oilers just dominating the last couple months, right? And Markstrom dealt. I mean, I would say they're in full-on rebuild mode, right? And Craig said this team's going to be built through the draft. I like that. How do you like about the decision that they have decided, that they've made, the direction that they're going here?
Well, I don't know. Look, I said the media blew a lot of stuff out about, Dustin Wolf being the savior and coming in and being the goalie. Look, guys, like he had his moments this year. Let's put it that way. He was not great. Yes, he had great numbers, but he had some tough nights even in the American League. And look, I think if they think that they believe that goaltending is going to ride him to the promised land at this point, I think that's a serious question mark. But look, Connie's smart. He knows what he's doing. He's not going to tell anyone else other than outside the organization. They're moving into this new rink, and there's a timeline on that. And they've got to get some players, some good picks, develop these guys, because when they're ready to move into this new rink, they've got to have some good talent. And it's going to have to be a heck of a lot better than it is now. They know that. And I think, you can sign and move and trade guys, but there's been some issues in Calgary the last 3 or 4 years over that too. So they're going to have to see what they can do, and hopefully they can reap the benefits of some good draft picks.
Hey, last one. How do you expect Jacob Markstrom will do in New Jersey?
I think he's going to be fine. He's going to play in front of, for a good coach. He's going to have really good structure, a defense, a team that plays a certain way, that will be responsible in front of him. I think he's going to be just fine there, to tell you the truth. That's where he wanted to go. So good on him for that. I think it doesn't matter. There's good goalies being moved. You look at Alum too, Rod, and I didn't want to really throw him in here, but when you ask, you look at him, Travis, what are they going to do in Ottawa to help solidify that back end? Because you got to play a certain way in front of a good goalie. I don't care how good you are. The goalie's not going to win games for you, a lot of nights through the year. He's going to win his share, hands down. But a goalie is also really only as good as how good you're playing in front of him too. So it's going to be a really interesting thing to watch. How does Allmark play? How does Jacob Markstrom play? And then you talk about the Flames goalies. Well, what are they doing with their defense to play in front of those guys? They're not number one goalies, and because that's not a great defense. So it's going to be very interesting to see where that goes.
Tanev gone, Hanovan gone, Zadorov gone. That's going to be a new defense. Yeah. So, all right, Rich, always great chatting hockey with you. Thanks for what you're doing there for RUH. Say hey to my friends, and we'll do it again soon.
Okay, Rod, take care.